Hi guys! We're going to be learning about figurative language today. Now, you might be asking yourself, what the heck is figurative language? Well, figurative language is something that you use already all the time. You've heard it in movies and music, and you use it while talking with your friends. But what we're going to do today is learn how to identify it and the best ways to utilize it. Figurative language has a lot of different benefits. It can make you a better reader because authors use it in their work all the time. You can become a better writer because you will have the tools to be able to use descriptive language. It will also make you a better speaker because you will have expanded your vocabulary and be able to use different kinds of phrases. So let's go ahead and get started, and we are going to tackle similes first. So you might ask yourself, what in the world is a simile? A simile compares two things using like or as. Now, you can use the example, I slept like a log. I'm comparing myself to a log because I'm so exhausted that I didn't move. I slept really heavy. Maybe I didn't have a dream. I'm comparing myself to a log. He eats like a horse. I'm comparing the boy or the man to a horse because he might eat a lot, like a horse. Quiet as a mouse. Comparing a girl that's very, very quiet to somebody like a mouse, very teeny tiny and mousy. Blind as a bat. So you'll notice I slept like a log, like a horse, as a mouse, as a bat. Those are similes. So using similes is something that people do constantly, where you are able to compare maybe your brother or sister. Maybe they're very annoying. You can say, they're like a Tasmanian devil, or they're like a barking yappy dog. They annoy me so much. So go ahead and think about some different kinds of similes and make sure you bring them with you to class tomorrow. But before we get too into simile, let's go ahead and look at what is a metaphor. So a metaphor, it's very similar to a simile with one big exception. A metaphor does not use like or as. For example, Harry has a heart of gold. Now, that is not completely true. If Harry had a heart of gold, he would drop dead to the floor in 25 seconds. But I'm saying Harry is a really good person. And I'm comparing his heart to being golden. But notice I'm not using like or as to describe Harry. I'm saying he has a heart of gold. So I'm being metaphorical when I talk, not literal. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Now, if I'm talking about somebody I really love or care for, I'm saying that they're my whole world. They are my sunshine. But that's not literal, is it? They don't literally emit light. They do not literally give out sunshine. What I'm saying is that they are important to me and I'm being descriptive in my detail. For example, my dad is taller than a mountain. If that were even remotely true, that would be terrifying. However, I'm not speaking literally. I'm speaking metaphorically. By saying my dad is as tall as a mountain, I'm saying that to me, he's larger than life. But I'm being descriptive. Instead of just saying, my dad's tall, kind of boring. Saying, my dad is taller than a mountain. Interesting. Not so common. And that's something that we want to avoid while we are writing or speaking or reading. We don't want to be bored. We like better descriptions. The more descriptions, the better. And learning your similes and your metaphors is definitely a way to do that. So let's go ahead and really, really quickly look back at simile, using like or as, sleeping like a log, quiet as a mouse. Now, if I were to use these as metaphors, I would get rid of the like or as. So You would say that he is a horse. Not necessarily true. You're being metaphorical, but you're comparing the boy to a horse. She is a mouse. She's a mouse. She's so mousy. Well, she's not exactly a mouse. You're saying she's like a mouse. But by speaking metaphorically, you're just taking out the word like or as. So looking back at metaphors, make sure that you take out that like or as. It makes it a metaphor. If you add the like or as, most likely you're going for simile. So let's go ahead and side by side these. Just a few more examples so that when you come to class tomorrow with your own examples, that you are more prepared so that we can go ahead and get started with our lesson. So simile, my brother eats like a pig. Good simile, you have a good like in there. Metaphor, my brother is a pig. Comparing him to a pig without using like or as, metaphor. Her hair is shiny as gold. Simile. Her hair is made of gold. Metaphor. He can swim as fast as a shark. You got your as in there, makes it a simile. He is half shark. No like or as, metaphor. Her brain is like a calculator. You have your like in there, simile. She is a calculator, metaphor. So now that we have a pretty good understanding of simile metaphor, let's go ahead and look at my personal favorite, onomatopoeia. Sounds very scary, doesn't it? Pronounced onomatopoeia. These right here are examples of onomatopoeia. It sounds like a big scary word, but it actually stands for one of the most simple things. It stands for words that are sounds, noises, or actions. So for example, if I'm talking about a car that's going very, very quickly down the road, it just zooms straight by, I might go zoom. That's onomatopoeia. If I say that I smacked my hand really hard on the table and I go smack, that's onomatopoeia. Boom, pow, crash. All of these are different examples of onomatopoeia. Now, these are extremely common in cartoons and comic books. And like the example here, it's very cartoonish because you do see onomatopoeia primarily in instances of cartoons, television, and comics. But you also hear about it a lot in movies. So now we're going to create our own figures of speech. You can feel free to go through as many times as you like, looking at the different examples that I've given you for simile, onomatopoeia, and metaphor. But you are in charge of coming tomorrow prepared with one example of each. You cannot use the examples I have provided. You can look at the slides as many times as you like, but you have to come with your own examples of metaphor, simile, and onomatopoeia. That is all for today. I will bid you good day, and I will see you tomorrow ready to go in class.